things in them. So, how do you feel about the internet?
I think that everyone should have the internet.
Really?
I do.
That's awesome, because Google thinks that too.
I'm glad.
Yeah, so do you know how they're going to do that?
I don't.
Google's going to send balloons way up into the stratosphere, and they're going to float around in the sky and bring internet to poor countries.
That's really, really cool.
It is really cool. Google's awesome.
So, John, what can you tell me about Google Loon? Well, it's a series of these hot air balloons that fly above air traffic and above the weather. These balloons will send Wi-Fi signals to remote places, rural areas, and places that are behind in technology. Each place on the Earth will have a receiver shaped like a little balloon mounted on the side of a building. That receiver will get the Wi-Fi signal down from the balloon, and then you'll have Wi-Fi in that location.
Sounds fascinating.
It is.
Marlon, can you explain to me the concept of Google Loon by perhaps drawing on this conveniently placed whiteboard?
Oh, of course, Keegan.
Oh, thanks,
Okay.
man.
So, Google Loon is going to work by sending large balloons into the stratosphere. The stratosphere is about 20 kilometers above the surface of the planet. Now, all weather patterns and all air traffic exists within 10 kilometers, which means that it's not going to be affected by weather, it's not going to be affected by storms, and it's not going to interfere with air traffic. So, here on the surface of the planet, in my very square globe, we have, like, developing countries, like third world countries, and we have a lot of those in kidney-shaped Africa here, with a little bit of Madagascar down here, and I think there's some Europe up here. But mostly it's going to be in developing countries, like in Africa. So, like, US of A is over here. So
It's a weird looking country.
yeah, I know. It's like letter shaped. I don't know how it works. But anyway, there are local internet providers in Africa, but like here we have an internet provider in every county to send internet to anybody that's willing to buy it. So like in Africa, I don't even know if they have counties.
Mm-hmm.
So like they might have they might have one internet provider per country. So the way Google's going to expand on this is they're going to take internet from that internet provider. They're going to have an antenna on top of the building, and that antenna is going to transmit internet to Google balloons, which are going to be everywhere up here, like every couple of miles, because they're awesome like that.
Now, how do they prevent these balloons from running into one another?
Okay, so there are wind currents in the stratosphere that are very predictable. It's layered. There are layers traveling in different directions, and they never interact with each other. So like air currents in the stratosphere are extremely predictable, and they can actually remotely control the heat of the flame in the balloon to have it rise up or lower into different layers of the stratosphere to change direction of the balloon to keep them in place. Now, that'll be tedious and it'll use a lot of fuel. So normally what they'll try to do is have enough balloons that every time one shifts from a location, it'll take the place of the last one.
Gotcha.
So,
Remote control balloons.
yeah, man, look how far we've come.
In jet streams.
In jet streams.
In the stratosphere. So, Marlon, can these balloons solve real-world problems? Real problems like, let's say, getting water to these places?
Well, no, but they can buy water on Amazon.
Ow!
Go.
Marlon!
What?
There's a problem with Google Loon.
What's the problem, Keegan?
Okay, so balloons are going to be in the stratosphere, right?
Yeah.
Let's think about this.
Okay.
Okay, so the sun gives off solar radiation, coronal mass ejections and stuff that kind of
Right.
mess up our communications through GPS and stuff, right? Has the potential to shut down some power grids too, right? Okay, so how's that going to affect these Google balloons that are up in the air? How's Google addressing this?
It's classified.
Oh,
It's classified, I'm sorry.
okay. All right, well, what about meteors? Okay, meteors come through. Sporadic meteors, you have comets that you get space debris off of their tail. What happens if it happens to be in the crossfire of falling space debris? How are they gonna address that?
It's classified.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Okay. How big are these balloons?
About 15 meters wide.
Wow, that's a big target.
Keep
What about this? Okay, what if somebody? Okay, let's say terrorist attacks. Okay, all they have to do is take down these balloons, right, and it wipes out an entire region of Wi-Fi. Correct?
Right.
Okay, so how do we adjust to go against for counter-terrorist measures? What do we do? What do we do, Marlon?
I'd say invade Iraq. Keegan, how do you feel about the internet?
I love the internet.
Do you love the internet?
I absolutely love it.
Do you think everyone should have the internet?
I don't.
What?
That's not the point. They're trying to.
Marlon! There's a problem with Google Loon.
What's wrong?
You say balloons are going to be in the stratosphere, right?
Yeah.
What about meteors? What about space debris coming in? Has to go through the atmosphere, right? Stratosphere is part of the atmosphere.
What was this?
Marlon, we have a problem with your Google idea.
What's the problem, Keegan?
So you say balloons are going to be flying up in the stratosphere, right?
Yeah.
Oh, piss. There's salt in my shoe.
In jet
In jet streams.
in the stratosphere.
Yeah.
Welcome to the world of tomorrow.
Dance party.